If you want a luxury resort-like feel in your yard, but you feel like your yard is too small, watch this video. This yard really started as a blank slate, but I'm gonna show you how you can really create a yard that you would not like, but you love. All right, so before heading to the back, I'm gonna show you 3 things in this front yard that really elevate the look of this house. The first is probably pretty obvious. It's this water feature. Now, this water feature has a couple cool details that are maybe not as common as you might typically see. But the first one is this oversized water shear and the light tucked behind it. And that's what really makes this unique. Not only does the light highlight the water, and you'll see in the night shots, it looks really beautiful. So you get it from underneath lit up and the top, but it continues along the entire rim of this wall. And it really creates a more transitional, modern, and luxurious look for this fountain feature. The second thing on this fountain is the actual framing of the planters. There's plants on either side, and it's contained with the same material tile that's wrapped around the fountain. So it's a really cool way to kind of create a grand entrance for this home. So the second detail I want to point out in the front yard is the driveway. Now, the driveway is not only the material, but it's also the specific pattern we created to minimize the tires, the black etching that tires leave when you turn. And the third one I point out is very simple. It's a low budget way to upgrade the look of your house. Pots. So pots, you would think are just obvious, but there's a detail here that really makes a difference. You'll see in the evening how beautiful it looks. The ambiance of the light being in front and back really create a more dramatic element to those pot features. I'm so excited to show you the backyard because there's so many things in this small yard that really create a luxury feel, and I can't wait to show those to you. So we made it to the back, and I can't wait to highlight 5 features. I'm gonna give you some materials, some dimensions, but also highlight just some of the design intent behind these features. So the first one is this really large sunken seating area. Now, width of this yard, by the way, is right about 29 to 30 feet. So the majority of this side of the yard is just a large sunken area. This is about 22 feet wide by 16 feet deep. And the materials we specifically used were 3 different finishes. One, this is Foxterra from MSI. It's a great textured tile, porcelain tile. So what I mean is textured, it means it's non-slip, especially when you're next to a pool. Then we use slabs. You'll see how this is slabs, so there's no grout lines here. It just creates unlike having this, if we had tiles here, it wouldn't feel luxurious. So I actually forgot the name of this material and I'm trying to look it up, but I have no internet service. So I'm gonna have text written above what this is. But the other one was another porcelain material right here. And this also, I know this one from memory, it was REM. So it's amazing how the 3 finishes really connect. Now, when you're thinking about doing seating, height is super important. In fact, let me show you this as reference. An average step should be around 6 or 7 inches. So this comes up 2 steps, which means it's right about 14 inches. A lot of people will have a seat bench too high. And then when they add the cushion, you're all of a sudden sitting up here and you want to be about 18 inches. So this is exactly perfect with adding the cushion on top of the 14 inches. It gets you right about that 18-inch depth. And it really is something to consider because I built them wrong when I was a contractor. I built a lot of them way too tall and then you feel like you're way up high. The height recommended on fire features, at least a lot of ones we do, are 12 inches. So hope that gives you some ideas of different dimensions and materials. Now, the second feature I want to highlight is this custom light piece. I'm really excited because this is a low budget feature that really added a lot of drama to this yard. These are aluminum posts. If you look at the size, they're very common 2x4, which they're basically that in aluminum, hollow inside. All we did and had the contractor do is that, because we work with a lot of incredible contractors, by the way. A lot of people ask, do you guys build your own stuff? No, we design, and then we have a network of all over the US that build incredible features in yards like this one. But as a design company, we came with the idea of like, what if we embedded these in concrete? These are hollow, embed a tube, a low voltage cable, and then these are just acrylic plastic light covers by Amazon. And all of a sudden you position these in a way that have a custom light feature. You'll see the night shots. It's incredible, the ambiance that these lights have. I almost wanted to add more of them, but it felt too much. But a simple feature like this can really make a difference. Okay, before I move on the pool, I just realized you need to see the view from the seating area. Let me show you this. How beautiful is this? Being able to sit here, prop up your feet, and just see the pool and the spa and the seating areas and the California room out there. So, in fact, you know what? Actually, This area over here, I forgot to point it out. That's a bonus feature. Let me show you that. So in the before footage, you can see this is literally the house continued on. Then the contractor added studs or framed this out. And now it's a beautiful bathroom, simple, practical. And what I love is that if you need to take a shower, let me show you where that's at. Coming around the back, we've done a lot of elaborate showers. You need to watch more videos if you want something elaborate. This is simple. We just added the mechanism in the back. There you go. You have the whole shower that you can just come and wash off after you get out of the pool. So, quick bonus feature. A lot of people maybe don't have the budget or the space to add them, but when you do, it's definitely an incredible add to the yard. So we made it to number 3, and it's the obvious, it's the pool. I'm gonna highlight a couple details though that make this pool feel more custom than maybe a standard one. So the first is definitely the Baja Shelf. Now a lot of people ask, even when we're designing, what's that shallow area called? Well, there's maybe other names for it, but we call it a Baja Shelf. In fact, let me show you how deep of water it is. I didn't bring extra clothes today, but if you can see, it barely covers my ankle. This is 8 inches of water. People ask us, like, even depth-wise, what's the depth that you recommend? 8 inches. Now, one of the things that's unique about this yard specifically, or Baja Shelf, is we did a porcelain tile, a wood tile. It created that more organic look that the client really wanted. In fact, let me show you what we kind of got inspiration from. Look at the wood tones that they really fell in love with, from the simple coffee tables to the under support of the furniture, and even on this side here, the beautiful table that they had. Now you see those wood tones, and that's what really inspired us, knowing that they love that kind of style, to bring that into the Baja Shelf. So that's really important to note, pick up on these nuances and bring it all together. And that's why that Baja Shelf was chosen. Now you have the Infinity Spa, and I love the spa where it's at specifically, because you can see behind it, it's the sunken seating area. So it gives this beautiful area for people to congregate, whether they want to jump in or they want to be out dry. You can still have it close enough to have conversation. Now this pool also has this kind of unique floating aspect to these steps, and we were really trying to create this unique element to it, and they fell in love with this design. And this is just fun and engaging to walk across water. I have water right between my feet, if you can see that, and it just makes it a little bit more of an engaging space than your typical coping. Okay, so we made it to feature 4. I'm so glad you stayed to the video because this is my favorite feature. Now, one thing, please remember, especially if a small yard, a focal point is everything. If you don't have a designer, let us help you create an incredible space for you like this one. There's little details I'm gonna point out as found that make such a difference in distracting you from the size and even the slope behind you. So the first feature, let me actually walk across so I can highlight these kind of features in the water. So there's 2 layers to this. First is a water feature, typically it's just one singular wall. This is 2. The first part is obviously the infinity edge, and then you'll notice how there's a lot of rippling effect to it. It's not just an even flow, and that creates interest and drama, and it feels like you're not seeing the same thing over and over again. And the second thing is obviously this white limestone wall behind it. What's so unique, and look at the evening shots, this beautiful light entered into this wall creates a cool lighting feature at night that really is drama. And notice also where I'm standing, and then I'm gonna walk across. Let me show you the other side. Height-wise, this whole white wall changes. Watch this. Now the wall's taller. You might have already noticed it, maybe it's something obvious, but I think it's a really subtle detail that creates that more modern transitional element that the client was really wanting. And then the last thing I want to point out, because lighting is so important, there's actually lights in front of the water feature. And if you look below, there's 4 lights. We purposely called a channel out, and what that did is they kept the lights higher up to highlight the wall. If they were deep as the typical floor, all of a sudden you get that light lost. So some small elements that make a dramatic difference. Now the last one is this one over here. I'm not gonna go the entrance that I probably should have, but let me show you. There's stairs here. So you typically walk down, and now a huge sunken seating area. Now the sunken seating area is so cool because you have a swim up bar. You have the sunken area below, you have the bar, and then you have the stools in front. So imagine being here, whether you have kids or family or friends, to be able to sit here, have conversation on one of those July 4th parties, or I don't know, just in a summer evening. And not only is it just the bar, but it's the lighting. There's 2 lighting elements that are really important in this design. First is the bar structure that we have. Contractor embedded a light beam that we called out for. And then we have 3 lights that really connect with the other lighting in the yard. It's really important to not have areas that you spend so much time at to be dark. And so really putting an emphasis on lighting like we do at Foxterra is absolutely key to not having a small space, but not drawing the max potential out of it. A couple bonus things that please don't miss when you're creating a yard. One is hiding the wall. If you notice in the before photos, this had a large wall that was very obvious. By having planting now, the entire wall feels cool. And also, the wall grew. Now we have even more privacy than we started. And the second thing is furniture. Furniture makes such a difference, from pots, to chairs, to tables, to a daybed. Even if they're not as costly or don't get the highest end, having furniture and filling your space with furniture makes a massive difference. Thank you for watching this video with me. If you have a yard that you want to feel luxurious, let us help you. Hit the link in the description box below, book a free design consultation call. Our team would absolutely love to help you transform a yard like you saw here. Make sure to check out our other links below that help give you some resources for more ideas like this one. And then make sure to check out this video. This is an amazing transformation you don't want to miss.